Good morning, children. Now we are going to deal with the second chapter. Already few points we have studied in the previous chapter. What is respiration and the scientists who have been found this respiration. What is the meaning of this one we have studied. Few points. Respiration is a word which was coming from the Latin language meaning respire. In the same manner, in the previous days, we don't know what is the name of oxygen and the carbon dioxide. Later on we have known. And in the previous days, we have called as the oxygen as a respirable air and carbon dioxide as a chalky acid. So later on we have known that is the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. Now, how this process is going on? How it is taking place. Now we can study in this video. So that is how it is taking inside, how it is coming outside. Here we can study. So it is a respiratory system in man. How it is taking place. Now we can study. So first of all we should know the pathway of the air. How it is passing inside, how it is coming outside. So if you have taken, I will show my parts. According to that you understand. So here in the diagram also you observe. First part, nostrils. These two openings are called as the nostrils. Already we know respiration is carried through the nose. So from the nose these parts are starting. So nose is having the two openings. Those are called as the nostrils. Inside this one cavity is present. That cavity is known as the nasal cavity. Now it is having connection here, pharynx, a tube-like structure. It is known as the pharynx. From the pharynx it is connected to the larynx. Here the swollen part is it will nicely appears in the boys rather than in the girls. So here this swollen part is known as the larynx. Larynx opens into trachea. Trachea opens into bronchus. Bronchus opens into bronchioles. All these two parts are inserted inside the lungs. Inside the lungs they are present. And lungs are having a bunch of the grapes. Those grapes-like structures are called as the alveoli. In the textbook you can observe. So alveoli. Now these alveoli are useful for the exchange of the gases. Now I will show all these parts in the diagram once you observe the diagram. Here, this one is the nasal nostrils, where we are taking the air through the nostrils. It passes into nasal cavity. From the nasal cavity, it passes into pharynx. From the pharynx, it passes into larynx. From the larynx here, these structures are called as the trachea, tube-like structure. It passes into trachea. Now trachea opens into a long structures like this. These structures are called as the bronchi. These bronchi is divided into small branches. These branches are called as the bronchioles. These two are surrounded by the lung. Inside the lung, like this bunch-like structures are present. These bunch-like structures are called as alveoli. So this once again I am showing the parts you see children. Very important diagram this one. So here nostrils. Nostrils are opening into nasal cavity. Nasal cavity is opening into pharynx. From the pharynx it is opening into larynx. Larynx is opening into trachea. Trachea is opening into the bronchi. When it has divided into branches, then it is called as the bronchioles. Now bronchioles are surrounded by the alveoli. So these alveoli are exchanging the gas. These three structures are present inside the lung. Now I will explain the each and every part. Nostrils, a pair of the openings which are opening into the nasal cavity. When you have taken the nasal cavity, it is consisting of the mucus. You have observed or not? Inside our nose, some liquid-like substance you have been observed, moist in nature. That moist nature is due to the presence of the mucus. Why this mucus is present? Due to the mucus glands. These mucus glands are present in the mucous membrane. Mucous membrane. So, nasal cavity is consisting of the mucus. This mucus is secreted by the mucus glands, and mucus glands are present in the mucous membrane. So, nasal cavity is surrounded by the mucous membrane. Why it is moist in nature? It can dry up, no? Why it is not drying? Because here the outside air is sometimes cool, sometimes hot, sometimes dusty. So to filter all this one, nasal cavity is moist in nature. Here what is happening? It will adjust the surrounding air into our body temperature. Whatever air you breathe, either cool air, either hot air, whatever the air we are breathing, that is adjusted to our body temperature in the nasal cavity. What is that process is called as? That process is called as a humidification. The process is known as a humidification. Adjusting the outside temperature air to our body temperature is called as a humidification. Once imagine, if there is no humidification means the hot air, sometimes in May season or when it is too hot, that air enters into our body means it will spoil the organs. In the same manner, cool air. During the winter season, if that cool air entered into the body means that also will cause some disturbance in the body. So, to control all these conditions in the nasal cavity, outside air is adjusted to our body temperature. So, this process. Now, we are breathing air. See, so much of the pollution is there in the air. How this polluted substance is removed outside? This polluted substance is removed with the help of the cilia, hair-like structures. What this cilia will do? When the air is entering into the nose, it removes the dust particles. That dust only will remove outside. You will keep finger inside and you will remove outside or not. So that dust is removed with the help of the cilia. Always removing outside is also not good. While you are taking bath, at that time you have to remove the dust particles from the nose. Next, so here humidification is carried out. Now this was sent to the pharynx. When you come to the pharynx, pharynx is a very important part because it is a passage for two tubes. One is for esophagus and one is for the lungs. So it is a common passage for both food and air also. So here we should be very careful. If pharynx is not working in a proper manner, then the choking process will occur. Choking means in Telugu we will say palabaradam. At that time, what our parents will do, they will knock on our head. Someone is thinking about you or someone is hating. That is the wrong. So when you come to the science, why it is happening like that? From the pharynx, the food is also passing, air is also passing. The food has to pass into the esophagus and air has to pass into the lungs. If it was carried in a normal manner, nothing will happen. If it is, if any food particle enters into the lung, at that time, the breathing problem will occur. Immediately if you have taken action, nothing will happen. Drinking water or immediately you are closing your mouth. Like that you have done means nothing will happen. If it is continued more time, it leads to the death of the organism. So here the process is known as the choking. So then who is controlling? We don't know how pharynx is passing inside. So one structure is preventing this condition. that is called as a epiglottis. It is a flap-like structure present above the pharynx. What is epiglottis is doing? Epiglottis is separating the food and the air and allowing to pass the food into esophagus and allowing the air to pass into the lungs. In Telugu we will say konda naluka. Epiglottis is called as the konda naluka. It is a flap-like structure which is allowing the food to pass into the respective passages. Food has to pass into the esophagus and air has to pass into the lungs. If this process has not been done in a proper manner, then it leads to the choking process. Palabaradam. Choking in Telugu is called as the palabadam. So, this whole control is done by the nervous system. In brain, one nerve is controlling all its functions. So, here, if it was the nervous regulation is improper also, then it is leading to the choking process. So, all of you have been understood about the pharynx. In 4 words, I will say. Pharynx is the muscular part which is controlling the passage of the food and the air. It allows the food to pass into esophagus and it allows the air to pass into the lungs. This function is controlled by the flap-like structure called as the epiglottis. If epiglottis is not functioning properly or if it has opened continuously by mistake, if any food particle enters into the lungs or into the trachea or into the larynx, then it leads to the choking process. At that time, it may take longer time, means it may lead to the death of the organization. It was controlled by the nerve. So, this is about the pharynx. Next part is the larynx. Larynx is known as the voice box. Larynx is consisting of the vocal cords. Vocal cords. So, vocal cords have. What is the use of the vocal cords? Now we are talking. We are talking, everything sound is producing or not. So, it is due to the vibrations in the vocal cords. Due to the vibrations, the sound is produced. The people who can't talk, they are having the larynx. In them, larynx will appear. But what is happening there? Their vocal cords are absent. Thus, they are not able to talk. So, here what is the function of the larynx? Allowing the air from pharynx to the trachea. Pharynx to the trachea. So, larynx is called as a voice box. It is known as a voice box. Larynx is otherwise called as the voice box. It is not only producing the sounds, but also it is allowing to pass the air from pharynx to the trachea. When you come to the trachea, this is a tube-like structure. All of you carefully you observe. Okay, till now you have studied up to larynx. No? After the larynx we can continue in the next video.